Welcome to episode 5. Here we will learn about the every method. The every array method checks whether each and every element in the array satisfies the condition provided by the callback function which is passed into it. Let's look at some code. On the screen you'll see one array. Let's say we want to check if each item in the array is less than 100. Let's apply the every method. Array1 dot every. The every method takes in a callback function as a parameter. This callback function could be an anonymous function or a separate function passed in as a parameter. It generally returns a Boolean value of true or false. So even if one element does not satisfy the condition, the overall value will be false. I'm going to write a separate function first. Let's call it is less than 100, a parameter, and I will simply return if the element is less than 100. And I'll take the function and pass it as a parameter, save the result in a constant, and if I console log the result and run the code, I get true because each element in the array is less than 100. We can try and make it false by putting a value that is greater than 100. In this case, running the code, we'll get false. I could also use an anonymous function instead of the complete function. So copy this, delete that. And inside here, I will simply pass in the anonymous function. If I run the code, I get the same results. I could even use a standard arrow function, and if I run the code, you'll see I get the same result. The callback function can take up to 3 arguments. The first we've already seen is the element. The second is the index, and the third is the array itself. Let's try and console log its values. If I try and log the index and run the code, here you can see each index is printed as the function iterates over, and if I pass in the third argument, this is the array itself, and I run the code. As you can see, for each time it processes the code, I get an entire copy of the array. These arguments are not useful in every case, but could be useful in some cases for data processing. The every method also works with arrays of objects or an array of arrays. Let's create an array of objects. And each object can have some properties like name, let's say we want to check if each object contains a specific property. I will remove age from Lars. Now, if I run the every method and let's say if I want to check if the property age is present in each object, store the result in a constant, and log it to the console. Running the code, we will see false. Now if I add age to Lars, and run the code, we get true. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.